Welcome everybody to another Shirley Park update. I'm going to be talking to you today about winter course conditions and the effects that the winter and heavy rainfall has on our fragile greens. So as you can see, I've got a green behind me here. They're our most fragile and treasured surfaces, and I'm sure they are for you as well. They're where the most important part of your golf happens with the putting. So I'm going to be showing you today a saturation experiment, and to show you the saturation we'll go for a little walk in a minute to the Shirley Park Science Lab, but related to saturation, how do we get saturation onto greens? Well, heavy rainfall. And to give you an idea of this, in December we had 110 millimeters of rain. That's over a month's rainfall in just, well, in a month. So the average for Croydon is 62.33, so 110 millimeters in December has taken us way over the quota. January, we had the first 9 days of January gave us 75 millimeters of rain. So again, we're already over our quota, and these fragile greens and pressure surfaces cannot take any more rain. However, we're lucky because we've all been blessed with a nice dry week. And then the real kicker that's as frustrating for you as it is for me is we've had these freezing cold frosts. So that's brought more problems, but I'll bring you another update on that another day. So without further ado, let's go to the Shirley Park Science Labs. Welcome to the Shirley Park Science Lab. Here we are with our two cores. Now, these are from two completely different golf courses, and your job by the end of this video is to tell me what one is from Shirley Park. So, this is how they are performing at the moment. It's very wet, and this one's nice and dry. Now, I've got our rain gauge here. This lives by the yard, and I'll be doing another video in the spring to talk about rain gauges and how we use them. However, in here is 10 millimeters of rain, and we're going to add the 10 millimeters of rain to this core on the right. So here goes the 10 millimeters. Now, 10 millimeters is a fair downpour. Anything less than 10 is, I would say, standard rain. You know, oh, we've had a rainy day. But more than 10, you're starting to become heavy rainfall. That's when we have to restrict access to the course to prevent damage. And this is how the damage occurs. If you imagine this is someone's foot, see it's saturated and it's oozing out. I'll give you a little turn. Hopefully you can see that. It's sodden. Really, really sodden. And foot traffic, walking and walking and walking on the greens, just causes all the mud to come up to the surface, the grass to lie flat. It can't bounce back up, particularly in winter, and we get a degraded putting surface, which is no good for you or me. So I'm going to add another 10 mil here to our rain gauge. Here's one I prepared earlier. So this core on your left, here goes 10 mil. Give that a minute. All right, and now if we can zoom in on the sides, there's nothing oozing out, although it is wet where it's rolled off the side, but nothing is oozing out. So I'll ask you, what green would you rather play on? The squishy, boggy one with lots of mud coming to the surface, or the one here that could probably take another 10 mil of rain before we come close to saturation? Eventually it will, but it can certainly take a lot more. So I've been telling you a little lie. If you've already got an idea which one is the Shirley Park green, we all know it's wet here. It may surprise you that they're both from Shirley Park. So we've got some great draining greens, and we've got some sodden ones. Now, unfortunately, most of the greens are on the clay side of the course. I don't know if you know, but holes 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 are on the gravel side. They're a lot drier and they drain a lot better, but most of our greens are on the clay side, and that's where it gets pretty sodden. And the only way to resolve this is to restrict access to those greens by well, closures, and we don't like those. But hopefully that explains now why that happens and what we're up against. Spring will be on us soon, so hopefully we can move away from those problems, and I'll be talking to you later in another course update about the rain gauge and some other course conditions. Thank you for listening.